Give me a bite. Give me a bite. Give me a bite of that. Give me a bite of that. Give me a piece of that. Give me a piece of that. I love a piece of that. Bite-sized Thursday.
Welcome, one and all. It is Bite-Sized Thursday again, and we're sticking on our Doctor Who kick, baby. Oh, it's taking me back to when I binged all this in like 7th or 8th grade on old school Netflix. Remember this one used to be on Netflix? Oh my god.
It used to be on Netflix?
Yeah, it did. That's how I watched it, like right when they were doing the DVDs. Oh, real throwback to when Netflix
yeah, I mean,
actually...
that's how a real person owns them.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, we're getting into Exterminate. We're doing another Dalek episode today, and it's the Daleks in Manhattan. And in case anybody forgot...
I actually believe it's the Daleks Take Manhattan.
Daleks Take Manhattan.
No, it's
it?
Daleks in Manhattan.
It is in Manhattan?
Okay.
Yeah,
I knew it was something with the Daleks in Manhattan. You got your old 1930s Depression-style Manhattan, a lot of British actors pretending to be American. It's great. And I remember correctly, isn't this when we see Andrew Garfield? Doesn't he pop up in this?
I don't know. Maybe.
I could have
Who
sworn
knows?
this is one of the first, like, couple things he did, like Babyface Maguire. I'm just very, very excited to see a young Andrew Garfield again. You guys excited to watch this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to tell them a little bit about why we chose these ones, because in truth, these are not a couple of my favorite episodes.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's get into it.
So we're doing this, like, I'm going to call it a study. Pretentious film boy. It's a study of the Daleks through the contemporary Doctor Who eras.
That makes it sound so much more official. Thank you for calling it that.
Oh, no, now I'm going to go take a shower. Anyways, the reason I picked these ones was because in the David Tennant era, all of the Dalek episodes, there's these two, but all of the other ones are at the end of seasons and pretty big pivotal moments at the end of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like Doomsday, which is the end of series 2, which is a big pivotal thing. And then you have like Journey's End, which is the end of series 4, which is the end of his main run.
Mm-hmm.
So in an effort to not spoil it for Jared, just in the offhand chance that he might at some point, sometime in the future after finishing Smallville, go and watch Doctor Who.
I think Jake will be collecting Social Security when I finish Smallville.
That is probably true. That's probably 100% true.
It is really like, and believe me, I go like after the last week's episode that we watched, the Dalek episode. I know these are like peak cheesy 2000s, like just.
David Tennant is a bit better than...
It absolutely is. Especially after last week's. I remember like all those early 2000s just filming and the effects. And it makes me feel warm and fuzzy for this era, because like I remember like watching these. I remember just like laying in my bed, like watching on my laptop and just getting these and just
see series 3. How do I say this? It's not, from what I understand, it's not one of people's favorites. But it is where they decided to start pouring a lot more money into it.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, it has, 5 or 6 of the best episodes in the contemporary era.
It really does. And Martha as a companion is so, I love so much of the Martha episode. I seriously think she is, I mean, do you think she's underrated? I feel like she's underrated.
No, I don't. I don't think she's underrated.
Okay.
I like her a lot more now as a companion than I did when I first watched it. And I think that's because I watched it all really quick. So she came right after Rose, like right after, like I don't even think I waited a day before switching to the different seasons.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I don't like it when they make a companion when like their sole character attribute is that they're in love with the Doctor and they're frustrated because he doesn't love them back, or in the case of Jodie Whittaker, but I don't know any of that story.
I've never seen any of the Jodie stuff, so I couldn't speak to that. Yeah,
it frustrates me. So what they do with Martha towards the end of like the Russell T Davies era makes me appreciate Martha a lot more than I did when she was on the show as a regular.
That makes sense. That absolutely. That's what I'm remembering. It's like all the old stuff. But
that's why I ended up hating Amy and Rory in the end.
That's interesting. That's valid.
They start with a very good character and then they boil it down to a just dumb singular.
That is very true. And
motivation.
I like part of me like wants to love it because I remember loving it, and then it's also Moffat, and Moffat is the whole thing.
Well, he doesn't know the whole thing, but still.
Should we watch the episode?
Sorry, I'm just kidding. I keep getting into it.
I feel like I should leave the room for the two of you to be alone.
Yes. Let's get into this. So without any further ado, let's
take a bite.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just watched the episode. Man, I like this. And you want to know what I know? I say this all the time. I know that. I am well aware. But you want to know something? After seeing this, I remembered those pig creatures haunted me for a good chunk of time.
They kind of hog the screen time, don't they?
I think my favorite thing about this episode is watching it and going, wow, all those people with American accents are probably British actors.
1,000%.
Is this really what they think of us?
Wow.
Yes.
And it's like, wow, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, if this is really what they think of us, I don't think that it's that wrong.
And,
even in the 2022 years.
Yeah. So you mentioned the accents. That just makes me think we gotta get into baby Andrew Garfield. How old is he at filming this? He's got to be
he started being in things in like 2005, and this is 2007. So.
Yeah. So he's he's got to be a teenager, right? Like he may be in his 20s.
He might be 18 or 20.
24.
24. I mean, I knew
he was an old man then.
Yeah, he was 24 in 2007.
Wow. So yeah,
he's older than you.
Is he really?
3 years older than you.
Wow.
Huh. For some reason I never peg him as that old, but I guess he is. Not that it's old.
To be fair, to be honest, I never realized it was him until like after the Spider-Man movies had come out, and then I watched this again and I was like,
hey,
oh,
look who it is. But I mentioned him because his American. I love Andrew Garfield. I really do.
It's
but
bad.
His accent is so bad.
It's bad.
He's from Tennessee.
See, now take that bad accent and stretch it over 2 hours, and that's Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, I loved him in Hacksaw Ridge. I really did. I really thought he was good in that movie.
Even when he slaps the grenade.
He just
I mean,
good, Paul. I gonna kill people. That's his whole character, and it's just like, this is so bad.
He just Dolph Lundgren's that grenade.
Just
that's what.
I don't know.
Is it worse than Steve Rogers diving on the grenade and?
See, that's just cheese. The other thing is just like no.
Okay, but other than Andrew Garfield's really bad accent, I have to ask Jared, who has never seen this before, did you enjoy the episode?
It's fine.
It's fine?
It's one of those things, if you don't get into it at a certain point, or a certain age, if that's not your shtick, it's just hard to latch on.
It's also very random episodes that you're watching.
That's the
so
other
it's
thing.
not like you're like
you're not
building,
caught up in the storyline.
You're not like building up to this dread of the Daleks like what we maybe felt when we were watching it, because we were watching the whole thing and you're just.
They felt more intimidating in the Eccleston one.
Because he was more afraid of them.
I guess it was him. It was also that Dalek was killing a bunch of people and just could not be stopped once it got loose. Whereas this one, they're just kind of talking, and it's a first part.
It is a first part, yes.
We'll be watching the next part next week.
Yes, and really quick, this is spoilers, right? Obviously, if you haven't seen.
Don't spoil the next one.
No, I won't spoil the next one, but I'm just gonna. We're talking about the ending of this one. The big thing that happens at the end is that you see the
the human Dalek.
The human Dalek, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I like that better every time I watch it. Yeah. When I was a kid and watching it, I was just kind of like, "This is dumb. Why don't they just keep them scary?"
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like
now I get it in the context of Tennant's Doctor and what it means for his journey.
Absolutely, and I think it's a. I just go back to like the effects and like the mask or the makeup, whatever they had to put on him. It's a weird looking thing, man.
I don't know. Like I was saying during the episode, the whole getup, because he's in the same outfit that the guy at the beginning, the main guy is. The thing that gets me, like, he's got this whole like alien thing. It's a pinstripe suit. It's like a diamond pinstripe suit. Or whatever.
I know
and it's his shoes that just. That's stupid.
It's just
shoes. I don't get it.
It's so freaky.
You were waiting for him to, after he says, "I'm the human Dalek," and then just grab a can and go, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Hello, my
ragtime
gal." He really does.
Call me Michigan J. Dalek.
It's honestly something. I just it cracks me up, honestly.
Jared pointed out something hilarious during the show that I have never caught on to before until this viewing. The Solomon thing with the bread.
Yeah.
I never even thought about it.
See, he broke it in half. Like, I was going to break it in half. Yeah, so he's rewarding someone for stealing. Okay, wait. What's his name?
That was so brilliant. So brilliant. But I think it's kind of interesting how this is still kind of relevant to today with like the really crappy working conditions, and we can just trade you out for someone else. I'm like, oh, that's still kind of.
They can't really do that now because no one wants to work, apparently.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to work anymore. Yeah.
Well, sorry, let me rephrase. No one wants to work a crappy job.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm just like. Oh, this definitely. Funny how things work like that.
Instead, they can stay at home and watch this funny show.
Exactly. Like I said, I literally remember just binging through.
Sitting there on your bed with this little like itty bitty player.
It was my old like.
Hey, at least he didn't try to watch it on his phone like There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, that was bad. I should not have done that. But no, it was like my old like Insignia. Does that sound accurate? I think that was a laptop brand.
Oh man.
Yeah, good times. And I always had like a Jimmy John's with me for some reason. Like I don't know why. I always just had like a sub and I was watching this. It's good times, man. But is there anything else you guys want to talk about in the episode?
I'll wait for next week.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we got everything we want to talk about. I'm very excited because I mentioned these guys before after the show, and I'm like, I love watching these again because I don't remember them. So I love it brings back so many fond memories. So I'm excited I don't remember where the next episode goes. So stick with us as we cover next week's conclusion of, is it just the Daleks in Manhattan Part 2?
Evolution of the Dalek.
Evolution of the Dalek. Okay. I'm very excited to watch that. So, next week, make sure to come back and watch us. But until next week, if you want to stay up to date with what we got going on with some of our...
busted out the napkin.
I got the napkin.
He broke out the script. Because, Jared, where can they find us?
Okay, you can follow us on the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram. And if you really want, you can get sucked into one of those Dalek thingies. And when you come out as the human Dalek, the first thing you gotta do is laugh at our funny TikTok. To understand how humans work.
I do have something I want to say. When he ingested the dude,
yeah,
it looked like Davy Jones.
It's like the squirmy tentacles.
Yes. And like with the octopus thing that goes. Okay, continue.
I'm waiting for that Davy Jones TikTok.
We're about to do a little crossover with pirates and Doctor Who. Stay tuned for that one.
And please listen to us on Google Podcasts, Evil Overlord Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, And don't forget to like and subscribe and ring our bell here on the YouTube if you're watching.
Absolutely. So like I said, next week we will be finishing this epic two-parter. So make sure to come back and watch that. So from all of us here at Off Slate Media, thank you so much for listening to this episode, and we will see you next time.
Take a bite.
Bite me off a piece of that. Bite-sized Thursday!